This Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video, and the title is going to be Our Last Captivity. Okay, our last captivity. And I was meditating on this, because, man, this place is hell. But everything we're going through, just remember, this the last time it's going to happen. This the last time brothers going to have to wake up to an alarm clock. Brothers going to have to work for our enemies, be oppressed. That's the curses, that we would be the tail and not the head. When you read the blessings, it says we will be above only. It says we will lend to many nations and not borrow. So it's the complete reverse. We're on the bottom. Our women don't respect us. Nobody respects us, man. But this is the last time this is going to happen. All right. This is the last time you're going to have to pay bills. You're going to have to pay taxes. You're going to have to deal with wicked, disrespectful women. This is the last time that we're going to have to deal with this shit. Okay. But reading this again, Baruch 3 and 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, which that's a part of the curse there. He would scatter us, among the heathen. And, we'll be in captivity for a reproach and a curse. We're under the curses, and to be subject to payments. We got to, pay bills and shit. Okay. And it speaks about in Haggai that, he that earneth wages earneth it to put it in a bag with holes. Because it's hard to really save up here, man. It's always some shit. Your car can break down. Anything can happen. All right. It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. And that's why we're in this condition, because we broke the covenant. We disobeyed and spit in the face of our power, man. Just to be real, that we got ourselves here. The Most High told us what would happen through Moses and Aaron and through Joshua. If we would obey, and what would happen if we disobey. And the Most High, he's not a power that he should lie, as it says in Numbers. So we got ourselves here, but, through his great mercy, man, he sent Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, to bring us back to him, beginning with the elect. All right. That's why we're here. That's why the scriptures say we wasn't sold to the nations for our destruction. I believe that's Baruch 2. But let me just type it in. Oh, Baruch 4. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto your enemies. That's why we're here. Okay? That's why we're on the bottom. Okay? But it wasn't for our destruction. It wasn't to do away with us, even though Esau, he's been wanting to do that. Get rid of us, but that's not the will of the Lord. The will of the Lord is that we would eventually come back into power, man, through Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai will establish the throne of David. Okay, but once again, this is our last captivity. This is the last time we're going to have to, deal with being on the bottom, man, because after this, we're going to be on the top for eternity. Let me pull that up in a blue letter, actually. All right, this is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So we're no longer going to be carried away into captivity. The only reason why we go into captivity is because us not obeying our power, us not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But that's why the new covenant is so, it's such a great blessing, because we're going to be programmed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly. Therefore, we're never going to go off. We're never going to sin. A sin is a transgression of the law. We're never going to transgress the law. We're going to be perfect. So we're going to be on top, man, forever. But reading this in the NLT, verse 22, "O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed." And Esau is being exposed right now. Okay? And now he's about to, face the wrath of the Lord. He's going into captivity. He's going to experience the curses. And not just him, but all the other heathen. Deuteronomy 30:7, the Most High is going to put all of these curses that he put on us, he's going to put them on our enemies. So now y'all going to deal with this. Okay, y'all going to have to deal with your woman, not respecting you, you being on the bottom, you not getting ahead. All you going to fucking do is work that whole 1,000 years, man. You fucking Edomites. Then after that, you're going to be Obadiah verse 18. You're going to be done away with. The other nations, they will get their own land, but they're still going to pay tribute. They're still going to be under us. They're still going to keep our culture, our law, statutes, and commandments. And if they get out of line, we're going to judge them accordingly. Okay? So this is our last captivity, man. We're never coming back to this shit, brothers. Never. This is the last time we will ever know what it's like to be on the bottom. And it's a beautiful thing because the Most High could have had it to where we just stayed ruling as the sons of God, but, we never really would have fully appreciated it if we never experienced this. We had to experience wickedness wickedness at its height to appreciate righteousness, to appreciate why the Lord wants us to live a certain way, why he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. Now we understand, When you read the laws, it's like, man, this makes sense. It tells you how to handle situations and, what to eat and how to work the earth and, you know what I'm saying? How to handle disputes, how to handle adultery, how to, you know what I'm saying? It teaches you how to live. Okay? And the heathen are going to say this is a wise and understanding people, as it says in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. They're going to love our way. They're going to love it. That's why it also says in Proverbs 29:2, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous beareth rule, the people rejoice. So all the nations are going to rejoice when Yahweh Shai receives his kingdom here on earth, okay? And throughout the universe, because we're going to expand on other planets. But we're in the end of this thing. Esau is done. The nigga, it's over. It's over, man. Time and chance happeneth unto all. All right? It's a wrap. So that's all I wanted. Quick video. Just wanted to push that out there, man. Because I know my brothers is going through things, man. Even something as minute to a common cold. This the last, because I'm kind of sickly right now, but this the last time, we're never going to get sick in the kingdom. We're never going to eat GMO. We ain't going to have chemicals in our water. And, you know what I'm saying? We ain't going to have to, ain't going to be no moles. Ain't going to be, man, everything is going to be perfect, man. Okay? Ain't going to be no fucking strip clubs, no... women walking around showing all their body, tatted up, all that bullshit. Man, none of that shit gonna be going on, man. None of it. All right, it's gonna be a righteous, holy kingdom. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get one more. This is gonna be the last one. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That word new in the Greek is kainos, which means refresh. So the Lord is about to hit the reset button. This second death is the reset button. Okay, the Lord is going to not only destroy, but also cleanse. Our land is going to be cleansed by that fire. Okay, scripture speaks about every island shall be moved out of her place. The Lord is going to clean up the earth, man, because Esau has destroyed the earth. That's why it says in Revelation, the time has come that thou shouldest destroy him which destroys the earth, man. So we're looking for the righteous world, man. That's what's coming. okay, where we gonna be on top, where we gonna rule, where we're gonna be a nation of kings and priests, where every Israelite woman will be a princess. Okay, we're all gonna be perfect. We're gonna be fruitful. You know, we're gonna multiply. We're gonna have the heathen in captivity. You know, they're gonna build up our cities, our palaces, our castles. You know, that we're gonna, like the scriptures say, serve out continual employment. We just gonna chill. They gonna work. They gonna work, man. But Lord willing, this was an edifying and exhorting video. With that, I'm going to say shalom.